Hey guys, I'm on my way to New York Comic Con. We're driving down the Henry Hudson Parkway, the Hudson River on my right, Jersey over across the way. We're about 10 minutes away from the parking garage, and then it's probably about another 15 minutes to hoof it over to Javits Center, go through the vaccination status check, and then check into the show and start digging through some boxes, see what's there. I have a little bit of an idea of what I'm looking for, trying to maybe fill some runs, Silver Age, Adventure, Justice League, Aquaman, and possibly see what they have in terms of some Golden Age books. Maybe try to get some Leading Age. Oh, it's telling me where to go in a couple miles. So we'll see when we get there, and there'll be a video coming out of what I come home with. So wish me luck, maybe get some good deals, and see you later.
Me and Paula, we're gonna be running around.
We use the word haul to describe our comics that we get, and haul was indeed the word for this bag that I hauled around the Javits Center and up 10 blocks to get my car. So we're going to take a look at this, what's in here, and break it all down on this haul video from New York Comic Con. Hey comic book community, this is Jim from Bronzeville Comics. Finally got back from the New York Comic Con, and it was a great show. It was the first time I had been there on the first day of opening on Thursday. I went solo. In the past several years, I've gone there with wife and kids, and I didn't really have the opportunity to dig into the comic books. I had a chance to go and look a little bit and pull a few issues here and there, but here I had the day to just look at comics, talk about comics. It was less crowded than it ordinarily was. There were still a lot of people there, but you could move pretty freely throughout the venue. The aisles were wider. The screening process was fairly easy. You had to go kind of across the street. They had some tents set up where they were checking vaccination status, and they gave you a wristband to wear. Then you went in. You had to wait on security line for, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. It wasn't bad at all. Then you were into the show, and it was wall-to-wall books. A lot of comic book people there. Saw Erod 212 there. Very Gary was set up. He had his booth there, and I picked up some books from him, although I had pretty much cleaned him out of the stuff that I was most interested in at King Con a couple of weeks ago. But that did not deter me. At King Con a couple of weeks ago, I picked up 105 books. I beat that record by quite a bit. I'm going to show you now the travel bag, really, that I took. Now, when I went down, I parked, if you're familiar with Manhattan, I parked north of the Javits Center and north of the Lincoln Tunnel in order to avoid the traffic leaving as best I could. So I walked about 10 blocks to get there. It was no problem getting there, but hauling the bag back was a little bit of a problem. I spent pretty much the whole day at Comic Books. I did have the opportunity to stop for lunch. Like, the first thing I did when I got there is I went to the bathroom, and there was no wait at all to go to the bathroom. Not my experience with Comic-Con in past years. I went to get lunch. I was able to find a table. I actually found a table kind of in a corner. I sat by myself eating, and there were 3 other chairs there and 3 guys in there. I don't know, 20s, early 30s came up. Oh, you mind if we sit here? So I actually had a nice conversation with them. The cosplayers were out. The gamers were there. There were all sorts of different things, but I was kind of focused in the comic book area. And one of the first booths I went to was a booth, Victory Comics. And they had, I looked at their priced books and their wall books, and I thought that, you know, they were a little hefty, the prices there. But then I started searching through their $3 a book. They had long boxes, like 4 big long aisles full of long boxes of $3 books, 7 for $20. Not a big deal. I ended up picking up 105 books from them, and it was an incredible deal. I'm lucky I got there early. The place started swarming, and those books were moving really quickly. I got some run fillers, just real quick. I was able to complete my Cage run. All right, got that done. I have Aliens 4, 5, and 6. I don't have 1. I don't have 2. Now I have 3. A couple Blue Beetles that I need. I still need 2, 3, and 5 from the First Time I Raised series. Completed Cable up to whenever I stopped. I stopped like at 99 when I needed to take out a mortgage. I got a couple of Avengers Invaders. These are variant covers. I just recently read this series. Liked it a lot. These are really cool covers. You know, get a nice Namor, Carol Danvers. I think she was still Ms. Marvel at the time, and a pretty good Red Skull cover there. It's hard to see with the glare on my computer. I finished my 80s Swamp Thing run. I don't know why I didn't have this book, you know, from 40 years ago, but I have it now. I thought I completed my Doom Patrol run, but I was looking at the wrong Doom Patrol on my list. So I got doubles of those and still haven't finished. Completed my Avengers Spotlight run, and I'm still one short of my Secret Origins run, which really annoys me because the one I'm short is the Justice Society of America. Like, I'm a huge Justice Society fan. Why didn't I have that book of all books? Now, this dealer had everything laid out alphabetically in these long boxes. Again, $3 a book, 7 books for $20. So you saved $1. No big deal. Just made it a nice round number at the end. This stack, this is 42 books, all Silver and Bronze Age action comics. The earliest is number 294. It's a 12 center. I'm not even sure what year that's from. And it goes up to 430 is the most recent one. That's, I believe, 1973. And most of the stuff in here, the older stuff is a little bit in lower grade, but most of this stuff from the late 60s on is in decent mid-grade. These are solid books. So this entire stack of Silver and Bronze books was $120. Okay, and again, usually you get stuff like that. It's really beaten up. Not this. And they had multiple copies of issues, like Silver Age, Bronze Age issues for a lot of them. So I was able to kind of compare and pick the best one. They also had some adventure comics that I needed. An earlier one with the Legion of Superheroes and a couple of Supergirls. So that was cool. You know, trying to fill in my adventure comics run. Then I got a bunch of just random Bronze Age stuff. A couple of Shazams, some Green Lanterns, this 1973 Doom Patrol reprint. That's the last issue of Doom Patrol, but those were reprints in the 70s. A Daredevil, lower grade, but still Bronze Daredevil. A few Superboys with the Legion of Superheroes, trying to fill in that run. A Flash, a couple Secret Origins. And speaking of Secret Origins, this next book is a big part of my comic book origin story. That's a video I'm going to be working on, but I want to do a lot of it on location. This was the first book I ever owned. Not this one, but a copy that's long since gone. That's Brave and the Bold, number 102 from July 1972. Filling in more of my 72 books, there's a Demon 4. I think I already have a copy of that. 3 issues of our Fighting Forces. And those are, again, in decent grade. And then I got a bunch of spec books from this dealer. Again, these are all $3 books. Every single one is a $3 book. Secret Invasion number 1. Agents of Atlas 2 through 5. The entire 9-issue limited series of Secret Wars. Defenders 26 with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Doctor Strange 55. Don't really know the significance of that. This book I've been picking up a lot in the last month. Marvel Premiere number 55. First solo title featuring Wonder Man. If Simon Williams ever comes to the MCU, this book it's already worth much more than $3. It'll take off. This one I think is a really undervalued DC Copper Age book. Green Arrow limited series number 1. It's the first time after 40 plus years in the comics, the first time Green Arrow ever had his own book. Long Shot number 1. I was actually shocked I didn't have this in my collection. This is rougher. This is like maybe a 5.0. This, second time I picked it up for $3 in the last couple months, Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme number 1. I don't think it's a 9.8. There's a little bit of an issue on the bottom left, but it was $3. Doorway to Nightmare number 2, Second Madame Xanadu. Secret Wars 2, number 7, the first Beyonder in human form. I think this one he also wears the jumpsuit. I read this miniseries when I was in college. I don't like The Beyonder at all. This is a book people are specking on. I picked up another one at the flea market last week. If somebody else wants to pay money for that, I'm more than willing to sell it. But I was not at all a fan of Beyonder. Secret Wars was okay. Secret Wars 2 was terrible. And his characterization was awful in that. Action Comics 521, both a newsstand and a direct, with the first appearance of Vixen, $3. 52, number 11, first Batwoman, Kate Kane. DC Comics presents with Shazam. DC Comics presents with Supergirl. I believe this is the second appearance of Mongol. Maybe, yeah, second, I think. So those are the spec books from that pile. So all in all, I picked up 105 books for $300. And that's the exact same number of books I picked up in total at King Con a couple of weeks ago. So then I started to try to fill in some runs, got from different dealers, working on my Adventure Comics run. A 338, a really beautiful copy of 344. I think this is the one where Matter Eater Lad gets fat. And then a couple from the Supergirl run, 384 and 398. I think I have every issue from 377 on in Adventure Comics until the end of the run, which was 50 something. Yeah, what do I have in terms of Adventure Comics? Now I'm curious. I have 377 on, so I need 376, 372, 367, just a few here and there. And I was really digging for higher grade. I wanted pretty much at least fines for these Silver Age books that I was adding to the collection. Justice League of America. I have a lot of those, and I'm getting really close to pushing the complete run down a little bit further. I have every issue from 78 on in the original first series of the Justice League. And if I couldn't find a good copy of 77 today. I was looking for that. If I get a good copy of 77, I have every issue from 53 on. And a lot before that. I just need to work on like the first 10. 16, a really nice copy of 17 that I spent money for. 49, 50. My list got messed up. I got two 59s today and a 62. So just adding to the Justice League. Again, those are nice books. I picked up a bunch of, this was almost all from Barry Gary. A bunch of nice DC books. A couple of Batman families. Been trying to complete that run. I think it's a 15 issue run. Teen Titans, I don't believe I have this one, but I haven't yet gotten to the T's in organizing my collection. So I'm not sure, just by memory of the cover. I picked up 4 nice Swamp Things. These Bernie Wrightson covers are incredible from the Bronze Age Swamp Thing. And look at the colors on that. That is a great book. These are really great. That was pre-Alan Moore. And then I decided, after I finished 72s, I'm going to start to try to get all the DC 100 pagers from the 70s. So I picked up a Flash. I picked up a bunch of Brave and the Bolds that I didn't have. I loved these as a kid because there was such a wide variety. You got a new story in all of these, and then several reprints of Silver and Bronze Age books. So you got an introduction to a lot of different characters from DC's history. And even in the 70s, they had a very rich history. This one has, the Detective Comics run had a lot of super spectaculars. A new Batman story, which is always a plus. And then you have Dr. Midnight, Elongated Man, Star Hawkins, Roy Raymond, some eclectic stuff. And then I picked up some spec books that I thought, some of them I got for really good prices. Doorway to Nightmare, #1, first Madame Xanadu. She's coming to some property, it seems. That was a $40 book. Pick this up for $25 for Superboy Prime. $10 for All-Star Squadron #25, first appearance of Infinity Incorporated. Atom Smasher, who's going to be in the Black Adam movie. Jade, who was in Stargirl this season. Northwind, Silver Scarab, Brainwave Jr., Fury, and I think Obsidian. My guess is he's going to be in Stargirl before the end of this season. And this is a really nice shape. I bought 3 Green Lantern 201s, first appearance of Kilowog, and I picked up 2 Riris. I think those are both potential 9.8, so I'll have to take a closer look at that, send that off to CGC. And then my last few books, I've been working on May of 1946 in the Golden Age. Just I picked a random month. No reason. I literally like did a random generator. I think I picked 46, and then because I wanted post-war when the superheroes were really getting out of the war and more into the form that we would see a little bit later in the Silver Age, with more villains and less, Nazis. But I've been trying to get a lot. I want to get every comic that was published with a cover date of May of 1946. So I picked up $30 Mutt and Jeff number 21. That was published by DC back in the day. I picked up one slab today. I'm just going to put Mutt and Jeff over here. Picked up one slab, and it is a 9.8 of Thor number 1 with Jane Foster there. My Love and Thunder slabbing is on point. I'm ready for that movie to drop, and I'm ready to list a bunch of slabs on eBay. I have this. I have 2 Gore, the God Butcher first appearances in 9.8, and I have a What If 10 and a 9.6. And then I picked up one of that. If you saw the video that I posted yesterday, I went over 20 DC Silver Age keys. And I picked up one of them today. I figured, why not? I thought it was a good price for a decent condition book. Brave and the Bold 34, the first Teen Titans. Although in this, it's just Kid Flash, Aqualad, and Robin. They're not billed as the Teen Titans. In this, that doesn't come until a few issues later when Wonder Girl joins them. I have a pretty good run of Teen Titans. And so once I get to the T's and cataloging my own books, I'll try to finish the run. And then the last book, I'm almost, speaking of completing a run, I'm one step closer. I'm almost there. I picked up from Harley Yee, Leading Comics number 6. Not in great condition, but the staples are solid. The cover's intact. It's complete. I'll take it. I now have issues 1 through 13. The only issue I need is issue 14. There was a dealer there who had a bunch of Leading Comics. He said he had 14. He'd bring it on Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to be getting to back to the Comic-Con on Sunday. It's possible, but I don't know. Also, there's Heritage Auctions has a Leading Comics 14 coming up for auction at the end of this month. It's from the Promise collection. I had bid on Leading Comics 13 and a 9.0 from the Promise pedigree, I should say. It got a little too steep for me. I think it sold for just over $2,100. That's a little bit much. Because these pedigree books command a premium. So if I don't go back Sunday, I'm sure I'll get it at some point. And it's been a goal. I think I had this book like 20 years ago and sold it to make mortgage payments. So I have it back now. I have 1 through 13, which is really awesome. Looking to complete the run with number 14. And then if I get, over the long haul, I want to get the first appearances of all 5 characters. For 3 of them, that's somewhat doable. Shining Knight, Vigilante, and Star Spangled Kid are affordable. But Crimson Avenger is Detective Comics 20. That's an incredibly rare book. That's 7 issues before Batman premiered in Detective Comics. And Green Arrow, that's one of my ultimate grails, is More Fun Comics 73, because it's a premiere of not just Green Arrow and Speedy, but also of Aquaman. So that is an incredibly pricey book. That was one of, Batman, Robin, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Arrow and Speedy, and Aquaman are essentially the only heroes that have been continuously published since the Golden Age. Green Arrow and Aquaman managed to maintain themselves as backup features through the 1950s until the Silver Age rebooted everything and they became members of the Justice League and then became important heroes again. So anyway, that's my haul. What do you think of it? Please subscribe, like, leave a comment. Let me know if you're going to be at Comic-Con, if you were there today, or if you're going anytime this weekend. I'd love to hear about it. What did you get? What did you pick up? What are or were you looking for? And I got a bunch of comics today. I'm tired. I'm sore from lugging 34-pound bag of comics 10 blocks uptown to go from the Javits Center to the parking garage. But I had a great day. And until next time, enjoy your comics.